Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's 6 a.m., June 11th, and price of Bitcoin currently at 97.90. So today's analysis is going to be more so Bitcoin centric. I might go over a couple of altcoins, and then maybe we could look at the equity markets a little bit. So by the end of this video, you'll kind of have a grasp of, what's happened in the altcoin world, Bitcoin, and then just a bit of the U.S. stock market. Okay. So first things first, what we need to pay attention to is, yesterday, obviously we had this big spike up right here, okay? Everybody and their mother got excited on this big spike up again. I really don't know what it is about people who simply just get excited when price spikes up or down so fast. When I've been saying time and time again for weeks that there's no decision that has been made about price unless we break a couple of key levels, right? Number one, on the daily time frame, if you break above this 10.5, 10.6 area, which has been previous resistance, you're still just going sideways. This is all sideways. More importantly, you're actually kind of grinding up like this while volume is going down. This is a huge volume divergence. Typically when this happens, price reverses, just so you guys know. So this is why you also know that I have not been bullish for any reason. If I'm bullish, that means I'm trading from level to level. That's it. There's no reason for me to go long right now. When it comes to bearishness, if you start breaking below this June monthly open, which is, again, even through these high volume nodes, then we can start talking way the heck down here around $8,600 or $7,600. Until then, this is all just chop, all grinding corrective movement. Okay. See, this was a big impulsive move down. This is all just grinding and grinding and grinding. And then if we're supposed to continue down, we should get another impulsive move down. Okay, this to me right here has just been all chopped, and it's been chopping up everybody, because everybody and their mother has been trying to decide, all right, well, on this pullback, I'll long, hope for this area or higher or whatever, and then price dumps, and then they sell, and then they get something like this, hop in again for a long, and then they get stopped out. Or, they get something like this way the heck up here, again, probably FOMOing in, and then they get stopped out with that big wick down. So this has just been the case for the last several days. For the last actually a week and a half, you just keep seeing this continuous grind. And we only took one long trade in this area, which was this area right here. Okay, took a long right here, sold out right around 9.6, 9.7. That's it. I haven't taken a long since. Still in our swing short position. Nothing has changed in my swing short bias. So I don't quite understand why people keep going back and forth, because there's people like talking about, oh, we're not gonna go under 10,000 again, like when we were up here, and then price dumped, and then they look like idiots. Or when price spikes up here again, and people start talking about, all right, guys, this is the time for a bull rally, and then boom, price dumps or rolls over again. So you got to be careful, at least not, aside from sounding silly, at least know what you're talking about. Okay, at least know the bigger levels that are at play. So this way you can protect your own capital. This way you don't make mistakes of just FOMOing in on emotion or keep going constantly back and forth of, all right, I think we're definitely going to go down, and then price shoots up, and then you start reevaluating, and then you say, all right, guys, I guess, we're now going to keep heading on up. We're going to go to 10,200 or 300, whatever, right? So just be careful with that kind of back and forth movement. And I tell you that because I see a lot of people, whether it's on Twitter or YouTube, even our free community, talking about, Bitcoin is never going to go under X price or Y price or whatever. Bitcoin doesn't really have to do anything that you say, right? Just look at the technicals, follow the game plan of what's happening. You can see here right now, the best way to look at this is price is right now being supported by a high volume node. It also got rejected by a somewhat of a high volume node up here. So all in all, it's ranging between that high and this low. However, the interesting thing about this wick is it's only unique to BitMEX. Didn't happen here on Phoenix, right? You can see on Phoenix, price only reached up to 10,012. Did not get up into this area. So it seems like because BitMEX has so many over leveraged traders, that's why the price probably shot up, squeezed out a bunch of shorts, and then dumped really bad to the downside, and then squeezed out the longs. So you destroy both sides, but you still remain in a bigger, larger, choppy corrective mode. So no one really gets to make money. And that sucks, because most people, when they have big moves like this up and down, chances are they get chopped up. Okay, I can guarantee you that there's not a whole lot of people who are making money in this market right here. This sideways chop, I can tell you honestly, there's not a whole lot of people doing it. Okay, so fact of the matter is, still largely all chop. Now, if we're looking at this, in a couple different views, right? So what I see right now is something like this, where we see this ascending kind of grinding movement. Okay, now we can redraw, let's just say this parallel channel, kind of like this. Maybe this is the top, and then this is the bottom down here. Okay, so let's turn this off. All right, so we have a larger descending channel with a smaller ascending channel inside. Now, if we make it past this high of the wick on Bitfinex or even Coinbase, then I'd probably say then we start hitting this area up here around 10,135 or just maybe a little bit higher, okay? Because that's the last little bit of consolidation that we had, and then we broke down. So we take this area as a order block, right? If you want to call it an order block or a period of consolidation, areas where stops reside, when a breakdown, whatever you want to call it. That would be the next key area if we get past the high of this wick right here. If we don't, okay, and let's just say we start rolling down, then like I said, we go back to our original plan, which is going back towards 8586 at least. But even before then, we have a couple levels to break down through, right? First things first, I mean, this is a big high volume node right here. That's around 95.28. This is on Bitfinex. Then we have this June monthly open right here, which is around 94.45. I mean, I'd probably say this high volume node kind of consists of that 94.45 level. So you can see that $50 to $75 range between 94.45 and then 95.25. That is a big range that you have to break through. Not just kind of come over and just tap it. You got to smash through it with high volume. Then we can start talking about lower and lower prices. But until then, this is largely chop, and I prefer to stay on the bearish bias side because it pays to be on the bearish bias side due to the daily risk to reward ratio that I have as a setup in terms of a short. That's the only reason, right? I mean, aside from the many reasons that I've showed you guys, why the short bias is favorable. I mean, my risk to reward is much better up here. Okay. Let's take a look at the ES, right? So this is the S&P 500 E-mini futures. Remember, this is the ES contract. So we had a pretty decent sized sell-off, overnight. Dropped about, I think, 50, 60 points or so far. So, who knows? I mean, I don't know if this is the top because so many times the equity markets pulled back and then, rallied even higher. But I think the thing about yesterday, which was coincidental with Bitcoin's price spike, was the equity markets got a bit of a price spike. And so did Bitcoin right around this time right here. which was, I think, right around the FOMC meeting that Fed Chair Jerome Powell had. So basically, as per Bloomberg, Chairman Powell, all he really said was, we're going to do whatever it takes to bring the economy back to full speed. And he completely ignored that the equity markets are in an asset bubble, right? Because they are. I mean, stocks are getting inflated like crazy. So what do you do when you're in that kind of situation? Well, I think you're still going to go pedal to the metal to make sure that the economy comes back online just fine. And until then, I don't know if the chairman cares about the asset bubble that's being blown. So with that being said, that may mean equities keep moving up, but that does not mean Bitcoin keeps moving up, because Bitcoin is not seen as the same reliable possible financial asset like the equity markets are seen. Okay, so money doesn't have to flow into Bitcoin. Okay, it could very well be flown into fly into the equity markets, and the equity markets could keep going up, yet Bitcoin just moves sideways and maybe even starts breaking down. Okay, so you got to get rid of that notion that if equities keep flying, Bitcoin has to keep flying. That's not the case. Okay, another interesting thing, which was, if you start looking at the pivots over here, right, we're sitting right there on the 4-hour pivot. This is all previous resistance. So if this holds, chances are we might push back up towards this key high or possibly higher. Higher as in, up here around 10,135. So, there are signs out there that, you can play level to level, but there's no sign out there that's telling you we're definitely bullish. And I urge you guys to be careful when it comes to people trying to convince you that we're definitely bullish and we're going to go up from here, because chances are those people don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay. Even if we look at the Bollinger Bands, right? I mean, we're tightening up more and more. Remember, Bollinger Bands help you understand sort of the standard deviation of price movements, or just volatility in general. And so the tighter they get, that means volatility in Bitcoin is constricting, right? So if you have wide-ranging volatility and then you start calming down and you do something like this, it's like a spring that's getting wound up. So eventually that spring is going to pop one direction or the other. We don't really know which. I'm still thinking down, but eventually it will pop, because Bitcoin as an asset is a pretty volatile asset. When it comes to low volatility, it doesn't stay in a low volatile environment for long. Usually it makes a decision pretty fast. So we'll see, what exactly happens to it. I talked about XLM yesterday, and I still urge people to be careful about XLM. XLM in many coins, right? XLM right here, hitting multi-month resistance. I told people not to long here. You would have saved yourself 9 or 10% loss. Same thing goes with Link, okay? If we're on the topic of Link, here's Link doing the same thing that Bitcoin's doing, all right? Which is grinding up on low volume, lesser and lesser volume. This is not what you want to see. I know everybody gets excited about, oh, well, I'm making money in Link and Link is great. But guys, there will be a day where you're going to make the bad decision, enter at the wrong time, or you're not going to take profits. And not only will you lose all your profits, but you'll lose, more money than you had put in, right? Because either you're on leverage trades, either you're, a bit too heavy in your size. This is because people don't pay attention to the technicals that are literally in front of their face. All they see is price going up. And if you don't have a set of rules to follow, you'll always commit mistakes. Always. Okay? So just be careful about stuff like that. Even over here on Link, this looks like a clear double top to me. Now look at that. Like it's a very clean looking double top. Okay, that's right there. And you start breaking below this marker right here around 420, you probably make it down way the heck down here at least around 375. All these signs are already visible to you. You know, I understand that people are trying to trade alts and trying to make money, but you know, in markets like this, your job is to protect your money especially when there's so many signs in your face that are telling you that the market is overbought, especially when it comes to crypto. And the market is continuously grinding higher with so many signs that are showing you that, you know, the volume is not there to support it. The money flows are not there to support it. So I'm just trying to tell you to be cautious, because my job is to help you see the unbiased, objective point of view that other people are not willing to show you. Because I think the crypto space is just riddled with people who just keep seeing, you know, the bullish scenarios, or all they see is, you know, one altcoin or shitcoin or whatever going up and they have to jump in on it. You don't have to do anything, right? You can just sit back and just wait, wait for good setups. Unfortunately, sometimes that takes a longer period of time in terms of patience, but patience is what wins in most markets. Okay, I'm telling you that all the people who are telling you about all these altcoin gains and stuff on Twitter, or, you know, so and so made 50% or 2x or whatever, I can guarantee you that they're not winning traders. Okay, you know, because winning traders follow a set of rules, a set of guidelines, and if the criteria doesn't meet and it doesn't match as per your guidelines or the rule sets that you see as per technical reasoning or fundamental reasoning, then you have no reason to enter a trade. But if you enter a trade willy-nilly now or today, you'll do it tomorrow and the day after and the day after. Sometimes you might get lucky. Most times you won't. Okay? It's just a cautious warning for you guys, because I see just too often people are aggressively bullish on alts, and you know, I personally think altcoins are going to get wiped out, and it's going to be bad. And I think a lot of people are going to lose their money. So it's just time to be cautious, guys. All right. So anyway, going on Bitcoin, you know, even on the 1 hour time frame, let's turn this off right here. Actually, I think the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour pivots are a little different on BitMEX, because you know, we had that big spike. Wait, this big spike down right here, and then this big spike up. So it kind of changes the pivots a little bit. So we'll go to Coinbase, right? A little bit more reliable in terms of it being a spot exchange. So here's the thing about Coinbase. Okay, so remember, Coinbase went to a high of 10,000. What was it? 428. Dumped to a low of about 92.65, and then again, it's just been grinding up. You can see we broke through the pivot yesterday, but then again rolled back under. So if we're looking at Coinbase, okay, we've already broken under a key pivot area. So that means this was a fake out and a deviation. That means we should maybe at least start rolling down towards the S1, which is around the 9200s area, right? So these are the signs that are again showing you all the things that are sort of working against Bitcoin, and yet people are unwilling to see those signs. All right, so just be careful, you know, about what the market is doing in terms of its choppiness, because this is all chop. You know, at best you could make the argument that who knows, maybe this is like a finished, you know, 5-wave structure. Like, let me delete this here. Right, so let's just say, you know, we start off wave counts from here. Okay, so you know, let's just say it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, and then you get a maybe A, B, C. And if that's the case, we take the C from this bottom right here to this high, and retracement down, the C gets us to at least 93.14, at least. If we're stopping out everyone from this key area, then you're getting way the heck down here at least, right? 9,000 or so, 9,025. So, you know, things to pay attention to, okay? So I'm thinking if you're looking at just simple Elliott wave counts, I don't see why this can't be a B, and a C, because this is all choppy, grinding behavior. I told you guys that this was the impulsive move way down. This is the corrective move on the way back up. Corrective moves are always seen in this kind of grinding manner, where it seems like you've spent so much time in this area that you're bound to go up, but in fact, it's the other way around, where you grinded and grinded and grinded, but you're not getting anywhere. Just kind of just moving sideways. You know, if we took a fixed range right here, you'll see the volume probably takes place right in the middle, right around $9,600, $9,700, right? So let's see. Let's see where it takes place. So it takes place around like 96.86. So you can see a majority of the time in terms of price action and volume, we spent right around this red marker, right? So you can see we're not really moving up all that much. You may think that because you see these violent spikes, but in reality, it's kind of just moving sideways, okay? Let me see. So I told you all that, you know, I mentioned to the community that I had mentioned Maker right around here, 475 or 500 or so. I said chances are we'll probably get to 96.20, or I'm sorry, not 96.20, 620. And you could see, you know, after this pullback, you had that big spike up. So that was a, you know, from here up here, 27%. Okay. And it actually went higher, right? I mean, I don't know how much higher it's going to go. It might go towards, let me see, what all do we have? Let's dial on the 3-day time frame, because if it flips that previous area into support, the 620 area, you know, chances are it could get way the heck up here around 800 or so. This is like a good amount of, this wick throws everything off. So let me see here. So first, let's go to the daily. All right, so let's turn this into 5 days as well. Let's go to the 3-day. So I'd probably say if Maker is going to keep going up, it might head towards at least this area right here. You can see multiple touches right there, dump down, comes back out, rejection, dumps down, rejection, rejection, rejection. So I'd probably say right around $800. So it's still got a, you know, good steam in it. From here, where we are right now, it's another 15% or so. You know, that's another altcoin that you could possibly look into. Okay. I talked about IOTA BTC. You know, again, I gave out all this stuff to our Advantage members a couple days back. Not a couple days back, I think a couple weeks ago. Let me see, where was it? Sorry about that. Oh, there it is. So here's IOTA BTC that I put out May 23rd, right? You can see IOTA was right there, just slightly above that. Let me see here. Let's go to the daily. IOTA was, let's turn on the historical pivots. So IOTA was just around this area, right? We had pierced through it, but then we pushed up all the way here. So I'd mentioned this trade way the heck on May 23rd. And since then, we've climbed about 19%, probably slightly higher. And even Maker, you can see Maker was around $504 when we made this big spike up. And then I think we pulled back and then pushed up. So two great trades, you know, yielding 20+%. And so in our altcoin community, this is the kind of information that we discuss on a day-to-day basis, you know, trades that we're taking, things that we're doing in the markets. So we have a 50% off deal right now. If you guys want to come join, the Discord link is below. The free Discord link is below. You can also just join Discord, message me, and then, I can get you set up with those permissions. You can pay with crypto or PayPal. Or if you just want to try us out for 7 days, there's a Udemy course that I created. It's on technical analysis. And you could buy that. I think it's like $15 or $16 right now. And that'll give you 7 free days with the course purchase. Okay? So if you guys enjoy my content, give me a thumbs up. Okay? Let me know your thoughts on the market. Let me know if you're trading the stock market, because we are, and we're kicking ass in the stock market. You're killing it. Even yesterday or a couple of days ago, our Beyond Meat position was up 10%. Beyond Meat call option was up 132%. SLB call was up 99%. So we're doing a pretty good job in pretty much all markets, and even Forex. Right? We took a euro-dollar trade. Okay, so we entered right there. I think euro-dollar is trending up. Let me see here. Let me see where it is right now. So just slightly above my average. Average is down here. So slightly above my entry point. I think, we're probably going to push up higher on the euro dollar. My targets are way the heck up here. TP1 and TP2. So, again, I mentioned all this stuff that I'm trading in the Advantage community. Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you to buy or sell because I'm not a financial advisor, but I can definitely show you guys what I'm doing. No harm in doing that, So this is the kind of information that you get in the Advantage community. Transparency and visibility in exactly how I'm trading in the market and the position I took. As you can see, I always post screenshots of my position. I always show people exactly what I'm getting in and out of the trade plan, the stop, the target profit, entry point, reasoning, all that stuff. And it's not that hard for me to do that, because any good trader, if you're actually understanding how to trade properly, you already have a game plan before you go into the trade. So I just lay out my game plan in words and in, decision points of how I show people how I'm trading. So I'm literally just, going from my own journal or my own head to, pen to paper kind of thing into Discord. Okay. Anyway, hope you guys come join. Hope you enjoyed the analysis. Like I said, Bitcoin is still, in my opinion, at best in this corrective mode right here. I'd probably say slightly worse than that could be, just a big slice down towards $7,600, which I've said before is a big, period of consolidation that we have yet to come retest back here. So I could see, a violent drop towards the 7576 area. Probably when people least expect it. Because I think people are more often than not just looking at this market that, it's definitely going to break up. I don't know. I disagree. All right. Y'all take care. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoy my content. And until then, keep your stops tight, folks. Make sure you take profit whenever you can, because the worst thing you can do is have a winning profitable position go into a bleeding one. Okay, so make sure you guys take profit. All right, take care. Hit the thumbs up, and I'll catch up with y'all soon. And join the free Discord below. Okay, the link is right below. It's free if you guys want to join. And if you want access to the Advantage membership, where it's all these locked channels right here, you can join the 50% off today. Cheers.